All you battlers, you know what it is. JayDevin back at it with another Go Battle League Master League video. So my rating, rest in peace to my MMR for season 1. I still can hit rank 10 for season 1. It might not though, and that's because I mean for the last couple sets, not even the last couple sets, like pretty much all my sets that I did yesterday for the Go Battle League and the Master League, I wanted to try a bunch of fun and different picks just to freshen things up, honestly, because I'm sure many of you who watch this video might feel the same way, but honestly, I'm getting tired of the Master League meta. I think it's a little bit boring sometimes and it's restrictive, so I wanted to freshen things up and at least to bring some fresh content. I mean, realistically, I'm very competitive. I very much want to hit rank 10, but I feel like there are still some, you know, some core necessary picks that I'm missing, namely the Giratina Origin. Even with me investing into the Melmetal and having a Dialga, it's oh man. And I have actually decided to go for the Best Buddy. I started today to get a Best Buddy Dialga because I feel like it's way too good. It's way too good to pass up on. But some of these fun picks, obviously, as you can see already in this battle, is one of them is namely Palkia, which I kind of did this in the preseason too. I got to the point in the preseason where I was like, all right, I can't hang in the Master League without some of these picks. And it's I love Palkia. I made a whole video on it. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it right now. But Palkia is just so underwhelming right now, and it's pretty disappointing, to be honest, because Palkia is such, you know, a good and powerful Pokemon that has so much potential. I feel like it is a big shame right now for it to have such poor charge moves in its move pool that it has available. I mean, it gets Hydro Pump, Draco Meteor, and Fire Blast. They're all, I mean, they all can nuke for sure. Like, you can't argue against that, but realistically, like in the Master League meta, Palkia is not even the best as a raid Pokemon. Like, he's good if you want a Dragon type attacker for raids, but he's still not really that good. So a couple points I made in that video previously about Palkia is in the main series games, Palkia can learn, I believe specifically in Sun and Moon at least, it can learn Aqua Tail and Dragon Tail. Aqua Tail and Dragon Claw merely by leveling up. So they're not moves that you have to TM, or they're not breed moves or anything like that. Like, you literally, when you have a Palkia, you level it up, it's just going to learn those moves. So really, realistically, I don't think there's any reason for Palkia to not have one, or at least or to have both, or at least one of these moves in the game. I have run several simulations, a lot of simulations. It might be more overpowering and might be a little too dominant if we give it Aqua Tail realistically against the current meta. It can already beat the Giratina Origin if you have shields, but it's, no matter what, like, it's still going to lose to Dialga. So I don't think it's necessarily going to break the meta at all. But like, if you give it Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, and Hydro Pump as an example, like I said, it's still going to lose to the Dialga, but it does have a much higher win rate against the entire Master League meta than Dialga does. Even as a Best Buddy, it'll win, what was it, 92.1% of the time. So it has 223 wins and only 18 losses. So that's really, really good. This might be part of the reasoning that we don't have these moves or any other moves accessible for Palkia at the moment. But even then, when you consider that, if you run into a team, which is very possible, if you see a team that has Togekiss and Dialga on the same team, then it's like Palkia is actually not going to perform in accordance with those numbers. Like, if anything, I feel like it still needs to happen to give it, both Dragon Tail, or both Dragon Claw and Aqua Tail, or at least one of them, because this is going to give us a more, for those people, who don't have it, or who don't have the picks to necessarily hang and realistically compete in the Masters League, it'll give us a more reliable counter to picks like Melmetal, to Metagross, to Kyogre, right? And then also to the Giratina Origin. If anything, I feel like it's going to open up the meta a little bit, even though it overpowers the entire meta by itself more so than some of the other picks do. Again, realistically, with team compositions and how competitive things can be in Go Battle League, it's not actually going to be that overpowering. I do feel like it's just going to give more options for people, namely myself. yeah, that's still my reasoning on Palkia. Hashtag save Palkia. Palkia is one of the picks I tried a few times in these sets for this video. I don't think I won a single battle when I anytime I used Palkia. I got pretty close a couple times, but I don't think I ever actually won a battle when I used Palkia. Another pick I tried was yeah, Mamoswine. So I do like Mamoswine. Again, it's kind of rough. It's kind of iffy to bring it, right? Because what's the best way to put this? Mamoswine is very, very, very squishy, and even with Powder Snow, which is going to generate energy, you know, fairly quickly, you're more than likely not going to be able to reach a second Avalanche or a second Bulldoze if you're up against a Dialga, especially a Best Buddy Dialga, and they have a shield. Like, the Dragon Breath is just going to completely shred you, but also on top of that, people actually are bringing Kyogre, and apparently I'm running into Swamperts again too. So, well, I think, I don't know in these sets if I ever tried using him as a swap or as a lead. I might have tried both, honestly, but I felt like I needed to freshen it up to compete against the Giratina Origin Dialga Melmetal teams. And I think I got close a couple times by winning with Mamoswine, but at the end of the day, it didn't really perform that well for me. The one I used is double moved, and it was lucky, but it is not perfect. I think it's pretty close to it. It might be like 93 or 96 or something like that. But even then, I don't feel like it made a huge difference. I was GG's there. We got the Blizzard and took the game with that, but that's just Kyogre. Kyogre is amazing. Again, though, Palkia, like, it needs better moves. Palkia needs something. Give Palkia something to work with to compete against these, you know, top meta cores. Give it. I'd be fine, honestly, if you just even gave it Aqua Tail, because then it can, you know, be a more reliable counter to like Melmetal specifically, or even Metagross, and it can put in, I guess, a little bit of extra work potentially against a Togekiss, but even then, it has like I think it has a narrow victory against a Giratina Origin, and it definitely still loses hard to the Dialga. So it's not going to be overpowered if we give it more moves. Like, I feel like I'm like trying to talk to Niantic right now. It's kind of crazy, but I guess in the off chance that anybody from Niantic does watch this video, like, please consider it to give him Aqua Tail, Dragon Claw, or something. Give Palkia something to work with so he can compete with these top teams, because again, he's an amazing Pokemon, one of my favorite legendaries hands down, and it's just like a shame that he can't perform that well. It is definitely a shame. What other picks? Then also I tried a Magnezone in some of these sets. The way I ran Magnezone, I think I might have ran it wrong, honestly, but I tried it with Spark, Wild Charge, and Mirror Shot. Let me see actually what the preferred moveset is. But no, I think I ran it correctly because it is recommending Spark, Wild Charge, and Mirror Shot, so I think I made the right call. Magnezone really... I feel like if you're a really, really skilled player and you use it correctly and you can maneuver a team and or just... I think it might be too risky to try and straight win the lead with Magnezone. Realistically, it's not going to happen to win the lead. Like Magnezone, Magnezone scores best as a lead, but every time I tried leading with Magnezone, it really didn't work out. So if anything, I feel like Magnezone is potentially kind of a safe swap Pokemon that you can use. He can't really close on the Masters League meta, so, you know, I guess if you try Magnezone, maybe as a safe swap. Or let me know what you think in the comments below too. If you have used Magnezone yourself, if you found even mild success with it, how do you use it? Do you lead with it? Excuse me, do you lead with it or do you use it as a swap? I imagine for the most part, people are going to be using it as a swap. So it does beat the Dragonite, Togekiss, Snorlax. Supposedly it beats Kyogre. That's going to be in a 1-to-1 shield. I feel like it's going to be a lot closer than a 642 ranking realistically, because Magnezone's still pretty squishy. Yeah, I guess I actually ran it correctly, but I don't know that I won still, even when I tried using the Magnezone, which kind of sucks. I'm also a big fan of Magnezone. Mine is perfect. Again, I ran Spark, Wild Charge, and Mirror Shot. I had Flash Cannon, but I TM'd it to Mirror Shot because I wanted that potential. I'm pretty sure Mirror Shot gives a potential defense debuff. Maybe it's attack? I don't know. That's embarrassing. I should know that. I'm pretty sure it's defense. But yeah, I ran Spark, Mirror Shot, and then Wild Charge. Magnezone, the main reason like I wanted to use it and I wanted to try it is because it can be a pretty hard answer for other steals, right? Like it'll still lose pretty hard to Melmetal if they have energy built up or shields are down. Like when they throw that superpower, that's going to be GG's. But you know, Metagross, for example, it can be a pretty good answer to Metagross. You just got to make sure you shield the Earthquake, and then Magnezone will absolutely shut down a Togekiss. You know, if you catch it in the lead, or even if you catch it in a swap, for example, if they save swap Togekiss, then that's bad news. That's going to be bad news for the opponent, because the Spark Mirror Shot combo is devastating to a Togekiss. Due to bulk in Master League, it's not as ideal still. Like the charms will still chunk away, but if they don't shield, I guess it depends on the shield scenario, and also if, you know, one or both of the Pokemon have an energy lead and or an energy advantage / disadvantage, they might not even be able to reach a charge move, just because the Spark Mirror Shot combo is so spammy. And honestly, like if shields are down and the Togekiss is, you know, high health, I wouldn't even go for the Mirror Shot. It's not particularly for damage output. Mirror Shot's not a damage output move. You want to go for the Wild Charge because that'll still be super effective. But yeah, Magnezone, it can be interesting, I guess. It can be fun. The Dialga would still resist everything a Magnezone's going to throw at it, but you know, at least if you catch a Dialga lead, at least you can just spam Mirror Shot and see if you can get a defense buff and or debuff, and then, you know, force a swap as you, let's say, theoretically bring in what, Champ next. I don't know if that would be the best idea. Maybe a Dialga of your own, but then like that's the problem I kept running into as well too, is like, you know, if I lead with Magnezone and I bring Dialga, which realistically I think would be the thing that would make them swap, or you could do Togekiss. I guess Togekiss could work actually, but that's so weak to Kyogre. Kyogre is just overpowering, which again, that makes me like circle back to Palkia. Palkia needs better moves. Give it Aqua Tail, or give it Dragon Claw, or give it both Dragon Claw and Aqua Tail. Needs to be able to compete and perform. Heatran is definitely a fun pick as well. It's a pick I would definitely like to try. Honestly, I think I have the candies, maybe. I think I have the candies that I would need to make a Heatran without double moving it, but I definitely don't have the Stardust, because right after I finish recording this video and before I edit it, I am going to finish maxing out and double moving my Ultra League Shift Tree. Realistically, I think my final push to rank 10 personally, kind of, you know, the last ditch effort is going to be in the Ultra League. I feel like for the most part, like the really competitive players are going to stick in the Great League, because the Great League's just the most fun. It has the most options. And obviously I can't compete in the Master League, so I think I'm going to finish the Shift Tree and then try and push through in the Ultra League. So we'll see how that goes, I guess. Wish me luck. But yeah, Palkia needs something. Palkia needs something, man. Something. Palkia needs something. Overall, like as far as like the points I wanted to make and to go over for this video, it's kind of a weird video because I don't have like anything specific to cover or to present to you. I guess it's more of just an update on my Go Battle League progress, which has not been progress for this video. It was fun. You know, the teams I guess I tried and the picks that I ran were fun, but yeah, definitely did not increase my MMR or anything, so I apologize if you ended up watching this video hoping for some, you know, great strat or team that can help you ranking. That's not what this video was, so I'll definitely do my best to make that clear in the thumbnail and the title for this video, so people don't get confused or feel ripped off when they click on this. So oh man, Togekiss too, like I don't know how I feel honestly about even using Togekiss anymore, because I'm seeing it very common. I've actually ran into a few teams as well that ran Melmetal and Kyogre, which honestly that's a bad idea, because Giratina Origin is just going to be that much better against your team if you do that. But apparently I just get matched up against the people who don't, man, how do I put this? I get matched up against people who build like the weirdest team compositions. Like they make absolutely no sense, because if they face those top meta teams, they're gonna stand absolutely no chance. And then, you know, I usually bring teams that can compete with the top meta, but are a little different because I lack the Giratina Origin pick right now. And I just get stomped by those weird teams that run Kyogre and Melmetal. Like that makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. Like, why am I getting matched up against those people? Why do those people even bring those teams? I probably just have terrible luck, to be honest. It's either there actually is an algorithm and the conspiracy theories are true, or I just have the worst luck in Go Battle League, which is also, I guess, a possibility. But yeah, anyways, battlers, as always, thank you very much for watching. That is going to be it for this video. So as always, subscribe if you feel my vibe. Power up, punch the notification bell for all that PvP content. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good stinking day.